3, 2, 1, go get 42K. Thank you again for everybody for your patience. Thanks for your pivot. Enjoy your time on the rim. We'll see you at the finish line.
Big small, I have to hold it. Hey, thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we got a big rock. This is a pretty anti-climatic start.
Alright, Mogollon 42K. Here we go. Bit of a log jam here at the start, but we're climbing up to the top of the rim. We're about 2 miles in. Starting to thin out a little bit, but it's still pretty much a train we're following up this climb. We started just outside the town of Payson, making our way to Pine, Arizona. We'll be climbing up and down the Mogollon Rim a few times, which is what we're doing right out of the gate. And let's see, we're already at 7,300 feet in elevation, so can definitely feel the change in air from where we started. But it is beautiful, massive pine trees and some ferns we're running through. And off to our side, can't really see it now, but every once in a while it opens up to just beautiful vistas. So looking forward to enjoying these views, especially once we're at the top of this climb, which should be in another mile or so. Right, we've topped out on our first big climb. We've got the rim road right to our right. We're going to be crossing that here shortly, but here we are, top the Mogollon Rim. That is so beautiful. Really, it reminds me of being back in like the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Not Arizona, but that's where we are. It's just awesome. And we're gonna keep moving because it just got a lot more runnable. We're about 3 miles in. You can actually see where we started. That little parking lot area in the middle of the forest. I'm not sure if you'll be able to make that out, but that's where we were. We hopped on the 260 trail to make the climb up here. We're on some nice asphalt right now, so we're cruising. Views up here are unreal. It's so beautiful. Okay, back on single track on the General Crook Trail. Almost 4 miles in. We've got an aid station at mile 11. So a bit of a longer stretch, but feeling great so far. All right, a little over 7 miles in. We are on a downhill on the Drew Canyon Trail. This should take us to our first aid station in a couple miles. That was some good runnable section. Even this is pretty runnable so far. So we're gonna keep cruising. Well, for the first time in this race, I actually feel alone on the trail. It took a little bit, but we had some pretty good congestion at the start, just climbing up that single track up on top of the rim, which when I say the rim, I mean the Mogollon rim. It's what we all call it for short, just the rim. But this is a great descent so far. We're almost 8 miles in. So we had a reroute this year. There was a fire that broke out earlier this week called the West Fire along the western portion of the rim. So usually the 42K runs along that side. So we have a completely new course. So we started more towards the east side of the rim, which is actually where the 100-mile race starts. So they started yesterday on Saturday. It's Sunday today, so they've already been out for a full day. But we're essentially following the first 17 miles or so of the 100-mile course, at which point there's a junction and the 100-milers turn right, we turn left to make it to the finish line. I don't know if this is an easier or a harder course than what the original one is. I think we lost a little bit of elevation because we're a net downhill now. We're about 4,000 feet of climbing and 5,000 feet of descending, whereas the original course is about 5,000 feet both ways. But I think, from what I understand, these trails are more rocky and technical, so I think it'll still be a challenging course. Whoop, almost just fell. But I mean, I don't care. I'm here to see pretty things, and I mean, this view right here is pretty incredible. I've never come out here before to run. I've always wanted to check this area out. This race has been on my radar for a while, the 100-miler specifically, and it still is. I definitely still want to do that, but just so thankful to be able to get out and explore this part of Arizona. You can see the top of the rim behind me where we're descending from. And there's a runner up ahead, so I'm gonna try to pass. As we're descending further and further down into this canyon, you can see the scenery change. Incredibly green and lush right now. It does not quite feel like Arizona, but it is. And that's why I love this place. The diversity and scenery here in such a short amount of time is really incredible. We should be about 2.5 miles or so to the 8th station, but feeling really good so far. Keep this up. This might be actually be a good race for me. We'll see. We've still got a long ways to go, but so far so good. This place is showing off right now. Unbelievably beautiful. We got quite a bit of rain came through yesterday, so beginning of this course is a little muddy. Right here it's not muddy, but it's definitely a little bit soft, which actually feels pretty good on the feet. And I love just how green everything is right now. It's so awesome. Got a little bridge here. I'm not going to try to take the log. Thought about it for a second. This is much safer. There we are. Not sure which way to go. Probably this way. This way? Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Nice little creek we're running by. We should be at the aid station here very shortly. All right, Sea Canyon aid station.
11 is in the house.
Yes, sir. Not too bad, 11 miles in. I'm gonna refuel a little bit, keep going. All right, I made pretty quick work of that aid station. We were back on the trail. We had a little out and back, maybe a 1/10 or 2/10 of a mile. Now we're heading left, Sea Canyon. This is about a 6.2 mile section. We just hit 11 miles. We are just shy of 2.5 hours on the day so far. Don't have a time goal. Again, just want to have fun and enjoy the day. And I'm feeling pretty good so far, so we're gonna keep that energy going. This section has another climb up to the top of the rim, I believe. But I'm pretty sure after this climb, there's a lot of downhill to the finish. Hello. It's so pretty here. So, we're gonna keep going, knock this little section out, and I'll check in along the way. We've got a intersection up here. We're going to the left. Sea Canyon Trail. Rim Road 2 miles. Believe that's where we're going. And we're gonna start climbing here. Pretty steep. So here we go. Got another creek crossing here, but we can keep our feet dry pretty easily just like that. And on we go. This race and this course, it's so beautiful. I keep having to remind myself I'm actually in Arizona and not like in West Virginia or something like that, with how green this is. This is incredible. Anyway, I don't have much else. We're making our way up the climb. About 12.5 miles in. Our next aid station's at 17, and I think we're gonna top out at around mile 14 or 15, so up we go. All right, this is a tough climb so far. We're getting into some very rocky terrain here, very steep, but slowly getting there. Not sure which way to go. Oh, look at that. This way. Yeah, we're about to hit mile 13. So So we should be at least halfway up the climb, if not a little bit more. But yeah, this is tough. Tough climb up Sea Canyon. All right, we are slow moving up this climb. I'm not sure how much we have to go mileage wise, but we've got about 500 more feet to be at the top of the rim. And this is steep and rocky and very difficult. Still feel decent, all things considered, but we're moving pretty slow up this climb. But I mean, having said that, I have passed a couple of runners, so for as slow as I'm moving right now, I guess still moving decent enough. Not that that even matters. I could care less where I am. This is steep. All right, we just hit mile 14. It's a 29-minute mile, crushing it. But we're at about 7,600 feet right now, and this climb tops out at around 7,800, maybe 79. I'm not sure, just shy of 8,000. But either way, we should be nearing the top of this climb. This is definitely the crux of the course. Like I said, once we top out, we'll be runnable until we hit the aid station, and then it's a lot of downhill from there to the finish, with some little climbs mixed in, but as far as I know, nothing like this. This is a hard climb. Still feel good. I don't feel like I'm burning myself up, but I'll definitely be glad to hit some flat ground here pretty soon. You can see a runner up there. I think this might be the last little bit. Hopefully. We'll see. All right, we have made it to the road. I believe this is just the rim road. Sea Canyon, you are a beast. All right, let's see. Looks like we're on the road. All right. You know, I hate road running, but I will welcome that. After that section, the pavement feels great. Let's see if I can make up some time here. Do a little bit better than a 29-minute mile. 14.27. The aid station's gonna be right at 17 miles, so we've got a little under 3 miles to the aid station. I'm not sure if it's all along this road, but I do know it's flat, at least according to the elevation profile they gave us. So we should be able to make up some time here. You can see another runner up ahead. All right, the beast of a climb. Glad that's over with. road section was short-lived. Back on dirt roads now. There we go. Thank you. All right, 17.6, and we have made it to the promontory aid station. All right, thank you. 411. Yes, sir. 411. Appreciate you. All right. Right, leaving the aid station. We've got about 7 miles to the finish. And we're starting with pretty much a sheer drop off this cliff. They told us at the pre-race meeting not to run this section. You can already see it's steep, but got some good views of the rim out this way. They should be opening up here. Yeah, this is a little treacherous, to be honest, but look at that. That is so beautiful. I'm gonna get a picture real quick. Okay, they were not kidding about how steep this drop is. I don't know if the video is gonna pick it up, but it is quite steep. Not super runnable, but this section shouldn't be very long. Hoping that we'll get into some runnable stuff here pretty soon. I'm at 4.5 hours. I was thinking before the race I could do it in under 6. We've got 7 miles to go, so it's possibly doable. It all depends on how runnable this stuff is from here to the finish, but either way I feel pretty good about how I've done thus far today. I never really have timed goals for these things, but when you're close to that hour barrier, sometimes it is nice to try to push for it. But we'll see. I'm not pushing for anything right now. I'm just trying to get down this hill. Oh man. You can see our view. Absolutely amazing. And I don't have much else to say at the moment, so I'm gonna turn the camera off. All right, I think we were through the worst of it. That was pretty gnarly. It's still steep, but not quite as steep. I still wouldn't exactly call this runnable. Well, maybe right here it is, but yeah, we get a nice little slow jog going down this hill. I kind of bombed down the first descent going into the first aid station. I didn't blow my quads out, but I could definitely feel them towards the end of that descent, aching a little bit, but everything still feels pretty good, all things considered. You can just see mountains for just as far as the eye can see. Oh, here we go. Maybe we're not through the thick of it yet. Got our flag there. Yeah, I always wonder how like the really fast guys doing stuff like this. And some of those guys, some of the times they can drop on some of this terrain, it just amazes me how they can do that without falling. But I guess that's why they're pro and I'm not. All right, we're gonna keep making our way down this hill. At some point, we're gonna make a left turn, like I said earlier, to head towards the finish line, whereas the 100 mile runners, when they were going through this yesterday, they would have made a right turn there. But apparently, right at that junction, there's a natural spring that you can drink straight out of the side of the mountain, basically. And it's like 50 yards up from where the turnoff is, so I might head up there. I mean, I have plenty of water, but I just think it'd be cool to have some natural spring water from out here. But we'll see. And we are going to keep moving. All right, we've transported back out of Arizona into whatever place this is. Some magical forest. I was talking earlier how sub 6 might be possible depending on how runnable this is. Well, it's been actually quite a bit of climbing so far, and then we just had another kind of steep descent before we got into this stuff, which is a little more runnable, but I'm doing a lot of hiking here, so got about 45 minutes to go, 4.5 miles. Probably won't happen, but again, who cares? I think in a little bit we'll be at the junction to make our left turn, at which point I think I am going to go get some of that spring water, because that sounds pretty good. So we'll check in then. This is incredible. I think we stay this side of the creek, just because that's where our trail seems to go. I don't see any markers over there, but we do have a gate there. Oh, here we go. Here's the turn. So here's our little bridge. This is cool. Sorry, I'm gonna get a phone picture of this. Beautiful. So the 100 milers essentially go to the right and they climb straight up. 42K goes this way, but I think I'm gonna go this way because I want some of that water. They said it was about 50 yards from the turn, and they said you could see it. And I don't see it unless that was it near the bottom. Unless this is just it right here and you just kind of drink. Man, is that pretty though? I'm glad I made this detour, even if wow. Well, honestly, I'm not sure what you drink out of unless that's it. But that is beautiful. I am going to drink a little bit. Let me get my cup. Whoa. Oh. Delicious. And nice and cold. I'll get some more. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna refill a water bottle out of this water and then keep going to the finish. What a cool spot this is. About 21.5 miles in, we're just on this single track, following this creek, which is awesome. One of my favorite sounds in the world is the sound of a flowing creek. And so the fact that this race finishes alongside a flowing creek is pretty sweet. So I think we're gonna pop out onto the road for the last couple of miles. I'm not sure when exactly that'll be, but I think our race is about 24.5. So we've got about 3 miles to go, maybe a little less than 3 miles to go. So my guess is we'll be popping out onto the road somewhat soon. But until then, we're just gonna enjoy this beautiful single track through the forest. All right, we've made it. Last little sprint. We'll be done. Thank you.
Oh, 42K finisher right here. Nice job. Keep it going right behind them.
All right.
Here's another 42K.
All right.
There you go, man.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thanks for that push. Thanks. All right. It's like 6 hours, 24 minutes. Not too bad. This is pretty sweet. Little bluegrass. I'm gonna recover a little bit and catch a shuttle back.